Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Saints are back on the practice field today. First injury report of game week is out. Our buddy Jake Culotta, correspondent for 100.3 ESPN New Orleans, a great affiliate down in the Crescent City. Good enough to join us for a couple of minutes here. He was out at the Saints training facility earlier today. Jack, we appreciate it, man. How are you?
Doing well, Matt. Always a pleasure to be on, especially on Hump Day.
I know my guy loves Hump Day. Should have had you on next hour, man, so we could hit the Humpty Bump and then done this. Hey, give me
I'll be listening either way.
I appreciate you, man. You know that. Hey, give me a big takeaway from today as we hit the midway point of the week here of week one.
Yeah, I actually want to follow up on something I heard you mention earlier in the show, which is the pressure on Dennis Allen as we start the 2023 NFL season. I mean, look, you made the Stan Van Gundy comparison, and the pressure on DA to, take all these new faces and put together a good squad, especially in week one against the tough Titan team, is going to be crucial for the fan base, for the atmosphere, for the vibes around the locker room. And I think that pressure is equally high for Pete Carmichael, Matt, because, these next 3 weeks without Alvin Kamara are the perfect opportunity to prove that Pete Carmichael can coordinate a well-balanced offense. Look, you got a new quarterback, you got a new running back, you have 2 second-year wide receivers, you have 2 new tight ends, you got a new left tackle and Trevor Penning, and left guard is still up in the air with them listing both Andrews Pete and James Hurst in that one spot for left guard. So look, perfect opportunity for Pete Carmichael to show in front of a loud home crowd in the Superdome that, hey, we got this thing together even without Alvin Kamara. And I think the pressure is equally as high for Pete Carmichael. And Derek Carr spoke today about wanting to do this for DA. He said his rookie year with Dennis Allen in Las Vegas is not even close to the Derek Carr of 2023 for the Saints. And so he's here to prove that, the Saints made a good decision, but also to help Dennis Allen succeed in what is a must-have good season for this whole organization.
Jack, just to follow up there, what have been your impressions of Derek Carr so far, watching him out there in training camp and through the preseason?
I think, 1, extremely worthy of being named captain. 2, really good relationship with the guys that you need to have a good relationship with, right? I mean, like, your quarterback doesn't need to be best friends with your outside linebacker. Your quarterback does need to be like a brother to his center, Eric McCoy, his, in this case, for the first 3 weeks, the guy who's going to be standing next to him in the shotgun, and Jamal Williams, and even Adam Prentice, the fullback, right? And I think his passion for developing those personal and professional relationships with guys like Michael Thomas. Juwan Johnson said in the locker room last week, an awesome quote, which I'll share with you. He said, I don't need to have a breakout season as long as we have a breakout team. That's why Derek Carr is here. That's why Mike T came back. That's why Dennis Allen put all these new pieces together. So I think Derek Carr has shown the leadership that Saints fans and Saints media members like to see from the face of the organization and the play caller, the signal caller, and I think his relationship with those guys, both on and off the field, has impressed me. And look, he throws a good ball. He runs the play action well, and he's not afraid to take a risk. And he's been taking a lot of risks at practice, and he hasn't hit on all of them, but he owns those, and he moves on to the next play.
Jake Culotta is with us, correspondent for our affiliate 100.3 ESPN New Orleans, was at Saints practice earlier today. Jack, first injury report is out. I'll run through it really quickly for those who haven't seen it, then we'll get a reaction. Those that did not practice, Tre'Quan Smith, JT Gray, Kendre Miller, and then those that were limited, Marshawn Lattimore, Ryan Ramczyk, Jimmy Graham. I don't know that the first 3 are any surprise. Let's look at those that were limited with Lattimore, Ramczyk, and Jimmy Graham. What can you tell us?
I believe Jimmy Graham is going to follow the Ryan Ramczyk schedule of Wednesday being his rest day. That's kind of what Dennis Allen alluded to in the teleconference today. Ryan Ramczyk has always been a guy who's taken a vet rest day on Wednesday, and seems like that's going to be how it is throughout the practice in season. And so I believe Jimmy Graham, with him obviously being an older guy, is going to be taking a rest day on Wednesday as well. With the diversity at tight end, I don't foresee that being a problem. And I think with Lattimore, look, we saw him in the media available portion of stretching today. No signs of anything nagging injury wise, and so I think they're just keeping an eye on their number one cornerback and the guy who's going to be trying to stop DeAndre Hopkins all day at the Superdome on Sunday. So I wouldn't worry about any of those guys. And Eric McCoy, I keep going back to him, Matt, but he's a great guy to have on your captain list, and he said it himself 2 weeks ago. Ryan Ramczyk's a dog. He deserves that vet rest day.
Jack, hang tight 1 second. Literally a minute ago, we got breaking news, and this is very relevant. Field Yates and others have this. Saints rookie quarterback Jake Haener has been suspended for the first 6 games of the season. So
I'm reading it right now.
Yeah, no other information given. That's it right there.
No,
that's the tweet.
I got more information.
Okay, please tell me. I'm just reading the tweet. Tell me what you got, please.
Violating the league's policy on performance-enhancing substances.
Who had that?
Nick Underhill just tweeted that.
Okay, shout out to Nick Underhill for having that. All right, so Nick on Twitter at Nick_Underhill. So that makes sense, right? I mean, that would carry a 6-game suspension. So that also, Jack, explains why Taysom Hill is now designated as a quarterback yet again. Wouldn't that stand to reason?
Correct.
Now, what would be my thought on that initially is, look, the Saints are trying to be really smart with the emergency quarterback rule here. So is Taysom the emergency, or does Jameis become the dressed third emergency quarterback?
Look, and I saw your emergency quarterback take, and I thought that was really interesting. Were the Saints just being really savvy with that, or did they now, at this point, know that this suspension was coming from Jake Haener? Look, I still think, and this is my opinion of what the Saints would do, not my opinion of what I would do, but I think that Jameis Winston is still going to be the next guy in line if anything were to happen to Derek Carr. And I say that because, look, you got 3 weeks without Alvin Kamara. You can use Taysom Hill in a QB power role, in a running back role, in a wide receiver role, and in a tight end role. We did see him throwing the ball today. So, it's not a yes or no answer, but he certainly was throwing slant routes today to all the receivers and had the red jersey on. So he certainly can come in when need be, but I think the way Pete Carmichael's shown how he utilizes Taysom Hill, that at least for week 1, unless we hear otherwise, that Jameis Winston would be in line to play the consistent quarterback role, and Taysom Hill will continue to play his Swiss Army knife role. That is
pretty fascinating how that might unfold. We'll see what the Saints elect to do as they move throughout game week here. He is Jack Culotta, correspondent for our friends, our affiliate down 100.3 ESPN New Orleans. He's on Twitter at TalkCulotta. Go give him a follow. Jack, we appreciate it, man. Thanks for jumping aboard. We'll talk soon.
All right, thanks, Matt.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.